We've been doing this for 16 years now. For the new folks, some of you other guys already know all this stuff and be old school for you, but we've been doing this 16 years, and it was developed as community through music in order to bring people together, and been pretty successful. We've had people like meet their soulmates here. Pat, Mead, and Renee back there. It was 14 years ago that y'all met or something like that, yeah. So lots of things happen at the Frog Pond, and that's what it's here for. So when you ask where the pond is, you are sitting in it. Because we are all in the same frog pond together, every one of us. Every one of us. You breathe out, I breathe in, I breathe out, you breathe in. So I'm going to go through a few things here just to remind people of things. Towards Mr. Barry Walsh. Right next to Barry, I've been wanting to hear you live for a long time. I've been a fan for a long time. So this is a treat for me. Miss Gretchen Peters. Right next to Gretchen, our local songwriter. This guy's an amazing songwriter. And not only that, but amazing guitar player, Mr. Erdman. And next to him, I met Andrew Duhon 20 years ago, I think now, down at Pirates Cove, and he came to open for Grayson Caps, and he and I sat on the beach forever, it seemed like, just talking. And he has been my favorite, like my son. Every time I see him, it's just like, oh, I wish I were 20 years younger. You know I'm joking. No. Anyway, he's like my son, Andrew Duhon. And right here on this end, the man who helped me start this talked me into it. Had to talk me into it because I was going to talk myself out of it. And I'm grateful. Will be grateful every day of my life. Grayson Caps.
Yeah.
And right here behind me, probably one of the most fabulous guitar players I've ever heard. I keep playing this riff that he did last week with a Hussey Hicks over and over again because it's so good. I keep listening to it going. Anyway, Corky has been, he played for me then when I was at Pirates Cove, and he's been here every time pretty much on every Sunday since we started this, Mr. Corky Hughes.
So mother said, just don't worry about it, baby, just call him Earl. And okay ever since then. Well, how's everybody doing? Beautiful day. Very moist. The sun slithered down behind a sycamore tree. The wind rolled in to cool me by degrees. It's been too hot, mama, you know it's been too warm. It'll be alright when the summer's gone. I don't think it's ever going away. The fish ain't been biting, but my hook is wet. I ain't seen no rain hang since the day I lay,
This isn't one of those. This is in the key of sad G for the songwriters. For the musicians, this is in G flat. Run on God and gasoline. They marveled at her green eyes and her curls. But in any other town, she'd be just another beautiful girl. They wore that Bible belt just a little too tight. Down a one-way street with only one street light. Car with a boy got caught with a cigarette. Yeah, Jesus might forgive him, but the preacher's never gonna forget. She was everybody's gossip. Everybody prayed for her. Lord, in any other time, she'd be just another beautiful girl. She grew up fast and she hacked up her Sunday gown. And the high school boys learned fast that they should hang around. She was everybody's gossip. Everybody prayed for her. Lord, in any other time, she'd be just another beautiful girl. Should have seen her hazel eyes, brown skin and curls. Oh, but to everybody else, she was just another beautiful girl.
Wow.
You get the inspiration and you get one down, you're like, oh yeah, this is the quintessential songwriting.
This is a frog ponder.
Yeah, this is a frog ponder. Right here, this song. Anyway, glad to be back, sharing the stage with these people. I've known these for a while, love them, they're amongst my favorites. This is one of my songwriting heroes right here, so this is an extra pleasure for me right here to be here with you. Anyway, it's just a song about looking at life a little different than we did when we were kids. So that. I was a twin bed sheet Superman. My Huffy was a Harley when I kicked that stand. Only gun I needed was my 2 fingers. Life got heated and we ran through the sprinklers. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I could travel through time in a cardboard box. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now I'm just wishing that time would stop. If only the world could be the way I thought it was when I was younger. I wonder the worst you could hurt was a scrape. And nowadays days we got things you can't fix with a band-aid. Oh, 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 the big bad wolf was a fairy tale creature. Whoa, whoa, didn't know he could be a politician or a preacher. If only the world could be the way I thought it was when I was younger. I wonder if only the world could be the way I thought it was when I was younger. Was younger, 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 younger.
Hey!
I have had for, gosh, about 10 years, I've had this one piece of merch that always keeps us basically in gasoline and food. And it's a t-shirt that says, "Sad songs make me happy." And I know that there's, probably 50% of the world out there that finds sad songs depressing. And then there's us. There's a Bible on the table. There's a bottle on the shelf. There's a woman in the kitchen crying quietly to herself. Down the hallway, in the bedroom, he can hear his children wail. When all you got is a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Digging on your songs ever since I learned I would be playing with you. And, I was hoping you would play that one, and you did, right off the bat. So good.
I'm taking requests.
Tell them who played guitar on that record.
Who played
A
guitar?
Frog Ponder.
Oh, Will Kimbrough's played. Will Kimbrough's played on my last. Gosh, I
Who?
have 5 albums, I think. Yeah, originally, I know most of y'all know Maybe in the Future.
Next year.
Earl had other plans. That's right.
This is a song that we can all kind of do something on. It's just kind of designed for Frog Pond. It's the same 4 chords over and over. E minor, G, D, C. The only damage I know came directly from me. So I'm headed on down Highway 42, thinking about myself to forget about you. The only thing I ever done wrong in my life was to blame a woman for my struggles and strife. I'm on the road, all alone, no money in my pockets, no cellular phone. Call me narcissistic, call me a fool. No one could ever be quite as selfish as you. But there I go, pointing fingers again. How dumb I was to think that I could ever be your man, 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 your man. G-H-E-S, so they call Corky Mr. Huge.
There's plenty of guys that would be fine with that.
I've never heard him complain.
This is a nice little wry commentary on the state of our union.
Everybody's applauding, but they ain't heard it yet.
Yeah. We all know that it's important to rally around the things that we can all agree on, and I posit perhaps that could be the importance of staying hydrated. The song's called Waco Kool-Aid. Goes like this. I took American History 101. There seemed to be some pages missing from the shit we had done. Civil rights fight, the good fight, feel like a rerun. Bad news, went to war, good news, we won. Sure, there was bloodshed, get it through your head. They were bad people and now they're dead. And so we pledge allegiance to the flag in the third grade. Take a little sip of that Waco Kool-Aid. Yelling through the chain link, even though everybody kinda want the same thing. Two different flavors, red or the blue shade. Everybody sipping on the Waco Kool-Aid. Yeah. With a registered rifle and a borrowed opinion. Yeah, 'cause we're all wise guys with Wi-Fi and freedom of speech. And the truth is obsolete in the heat of the Texas noonday. Nothing more refreshing than a Waco Kool-Aid. But I told that story and I made it rhyme, and there's a way I like to sing about it every time. 'Cause I'm a wise guy with Wi-Fi, freedom of speech, and the truth is obsolete. Yes, how's that drink? Is it hitting like a freight train? You could change your mind, but it's probably too late. 99 sleep tight in the bed of chew, man. Take a sip of that Waco Kool-Aid.
Understands you, but then there's also songs that's like, I never heard that put like that before. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just fresh, it's interesting, it excites my brain and my heart. And so I'm gonna do this song because it's a song about writing songs. I was sitting down with my friend Scott Sean White, and we were talking about it's crazy to think that given the fact there's been a billion songs written, that we would get up in the morning and look at a blank piece of paper and think that we could say it in some kind of fresh way that hasn't been said. Well, it's either crazy or arrogant, or a little bit of both. We're only using the same 12 notes and 26 letters to make all these songs with, but then I'll sit down, I'll hear a song like that or like that, like those over there, and it's just like, well, it might just be a heartbreak song or a traveling song, but it's new. It's like some way that I've never heard it before, and that inspires me to try it at least. Right? The song, I was like, well, this is kind of inside baseball. We're just talking to songwriters, so 5 of our friends will think it's cool, but that's about it. But as I played it out for a while, I started realizing you don't have to be a songwriter for this song to apply to you. That's how this song applies to us, but it applies to everybody, because at its core, really, it's just talking about looking at life as not being about what you have, but what you can do with the things you have. It's just a pawn shop rescue with rusted strings. It barely stays in tune, but man, it sings. And it's a blank sheet of paper waiting on ink, and some line in your head you got from a wake you up dream. And if you get it right, you can get the girl. Turn 3 minutes into something that'll last forever. With 26 letters. Now when you think about everything Bob Dylan ever said, and what Lennon and McCartney did to your heart and your head, ain't it crazy how right now there's some talent show kid about to say it in a way that nobody else ever did. With just 12 notes, 26 letters, depending on how you put them all together, you make somebody dance, make somebody smile, take their mind off life for a little while, start a revolution that'll change the world. And if you get it right, you can get the girl. Turn 3 minutes into something that'll last forever. With just 12 notes and 26 letters, depending on how you put them all together, could make somebody dance, make somebody smile, take their mind off life for a little while, start a revolution that'll change the world. And if you get it right, you can get the girl. Turn 3 minutes into something that'll last forever.
I threw a rose to the matador, not sure who I was cheering for. My aim was true, my heart was full. I loved the fighter and the bull. I love like only a woman can, a very complicated his rage is made of many things, faithless women, wedding rings, snakes and snails and alcohol, his daddy's fist thrown through the wall. Oh, but he's beautiful when he's in the ring. The devil howls, the angels sing, sparks fly from his fingertips, words like birds fly from his. He's not alive without the thrill, without the dance, without the kill. The lights go down, the people roar, they're cheering on the matador. And this is how the story goes. I knew it when I threw the rose. I come to each and every show, the woman in the second row. I watch them in their ancient dance, and I know I never stood a chance.
Musicians and stuff like that. But anyway, he was bragging on you, and that song in particular, he's like, that was one of his favorite songs.
That's one of my favorite songs of all time. To get to sit 1 foot from it is pretty special for me.
I'm trying to put it right in front of my head.
Lapel every day that we saw him, and he was always outside the ABC store. And I never knew why I wore the carnation until recently. I was up in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and my old babysitter, she knew more about him than I did, and she said that he wore the carnation because he was always running for town coroner. He wanted to look official. A little skinny guy. And around this time of year, he'd start dressing up as Santa Claus. When people pull his old fake dirty beard down, they'd say, "Hey, Mansell." Named Mansell Travis. And front of the Robins and McGowan's and the seersucker suit was stained, he hollers, "Mansell Travis. Mansell Travis is my name." Buy him a pint, he'd head down to Burnt Corn Bridge, and that's where he'd spend his days and nights and weeks and months on end. When the Nazarenes bought him a
with their hearts on their sleeves, you know, that kind of true blue, help you out with anything before they even knew you, you know. So much so that you don't trust them. Some of them, they stand the test of time, become good friends, and you're sitting back thinking about, man, where did you get that true blue heart of yours? And then you remember the time that you met their mother, and she had that same heart, and you're like, that's where you got it, you bastard.
I know this love between us did not start with you and me. It's all hand-me-down love, yeah. Ain't nothing new. From your great-grandmother to your grandmother to your mother to you. Who you gonna hand it on to? Hand me down love, yeah. Yeah, and it's all tried and true love. You know I tried it new, but I'd only been made a fool of.
The Red Clay Strays from right up the road, and they gone and got popular, and they just won the a group of the year at the CMA 2 years ago. And they called and told me that this song we wrote went gold, so I'm waiting on my first gold record on the wall, maybe my only, but it's first. First, it's gonna be a hopeful. And we just got an email yesterday morning that they're using it in the Blake Shelton show, The Road.
And to drive slow and leaving, and we do coming back. We've been gone for way too long. We can't count all the roads we've been down, trying to keep in between the ditches to the Dolly Parton bridges and the front window. We've been gone for way too long. We can't count all the roads we've been down, but now.
And I ain't got time to worry about my health. My boss Andy says I'll smoke myself to death. Andy, he reminds me some of you. Back when you were Romeo and I was Juliet. West Texas, Capulet, and Montague.
And if you want to make your friends and neighbors happy, you can get Christmas presents for them too, ladies and gentlemen. Got stickers and shirts and coffee and CDs and records that cheer you all up for the holidays. Make you all warm and fuzzy. Woo! But those are, you know, mostly these covers that I wrote. I didn't, but I grew up with, and that album was out for my daddy, who he passed away February 1st this year. But he got to hear the record, and it's all covers, and that's not the point of the Frog Pond. So I won't really play any of those songs here, but I'll play something to kind of change the gear, because I mean, sad songs do make me happy, but goddamn, I gotta get out of that. Sardines, ordered classic literature from the magazine.
So nice, play it twice, man. Come on, man. Six-pack in a daiquiri, 'cause you can't sell it till the Paris line. Already sideways from the city. She jumped out scared and different. Come on, girl, don't test my pride. Soaked and shimmering in the sunrise. There's the words that get away, you forget about in time. Then there's that girl from Black and White. Yeah, we were just having fun, couple Louisiana kids, man, we were so young. Love was the last thing. How do they know? Is they an Ivy League college, holding all the knowledge, giving us a little laugh and go? Is they working undercover? Is they everybody's mother? I'd love to see these resumes, so I can say, who is they? Make some noise for Grayson, y'all. Who is they? Well, how do they know? Is they a foreign delegation? Is they our imagination? Do they follow us wherever we go? Tell me, has they ever proven they knew what they is doing? I wonder why we obey. It's hard to say. Who is they? Yeah, yeah.
Tomatoes are hanging on the vine. My old pocket watch stopped keeping time. Sitting on the back porch steps, just thinking mostly about myself.
produced by Trina Shoemaker, who you might know.
Who?
And we made this. Well, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So, Trina Shoemaker is how I met Grayson Caps, and we were at their Red Barn in Franklin, Tennessee, doing some mixing and whatnot. I was a young man. And
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. You know, I hadn't slept in a van yet. You know, I hadn't really done it. And Grayson was out there working on his awesome green van with grease up to his elbows, and you know, it just looked like the model of a road dog. And while Trina was, you know, getting the mix together, I went out there, worked at the Courage, and I was like, "Hey, excuse me, Mr. Caps. Hey," and I had a legitimate question. I was like, as songwriters, it's difficult to keep a band together because you're writing the songs, and these people don't have any artistic meat, you know, flesh in it, so it might be hard to keep bands together. That's the context. So I asked Grayson, I was like, you know, as a songwriter, like, how do I keep band members? And he's wiping the grease off his hands, and he's just like, man, get a lot of them. Nothing to do with the song, but it reminded me of it.
I am the seed of Adam and Eve. That apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Well, I stole Eve's hand and we ran behind some bushes to try a more original sin. I said, I think I love you, Eve. She said, call me Evelyn. I said, I think I love you, Eve. She said, call me Evelyn. These days she loves it when I call her Evelyn.
Some ideas, but I don't know what's wrong with me. But don't answer that. People that wrong with that. But I feel like I can write songs about all kinds of subjects very easily and naturally. But when I try to write just a straight up love song, that's what I'm trying to write. You know, that. But I can't make myself do it. I love to hear other people do it masterfully. But I have to, like, in order to convince myself that I'm not just saying, ooh baby, you're awesome, and throw it in my mouth a little bit. I gotta like wrap it. I gotta wrap it in like death or drugs or something. I gotta, you know, gotta make it kind of dark just to excuse it for myself. So this is a love song. That's all I'm saying. Just takes me a second to get there. Oh, as long as there's still space for stems and vases, well, I'll be killing daisies. Sun up in the sky, the flower shops keep a stock for guys like me to buy. Oh, as long as there's still space for stems and vases, well, I'll be killing daisies.
It's like on late night, like every night now. Good for me, really good for me. Anyway, the song that you want in a movie is what they call the end title song. That's the big prize. If you get the one that's playing while everybody's leaving, don't ask me why, what kind of sense that makes, but that's the big song. It's the end title song. And we ended up getting the end title song in this movie, Hope Floats. And of course, when Brian did the final version for the movie, it was huge. It had strings, it had everything. It even had Julian pipes on it. It had everything on it. Big movie song. But in that little room, in that studio, when we wrote it, it really, to my ear, sounded more like an Everly Brothers song than anything else. It was really just us. It was just two guitars and two voices, and I always loved it that way. So a few years after his version came out, I convinced him to do a version of it. Brian couldn't be here tonight, so I'm going to sing it with my favorite duet partner, Barry Walsh. When you love someone, you'll do anything. You'll do all the crazy things.
Just so much younger, younger than me. Could it be that I'm grasping at eternity? Your essence is flowing with fertile girl smells, and the call to the wild inside me swells. This is how life begins, this is how life ends. Saint Augustine confesses his sins. So I commit to life's sweet carnal bliss, relishing the taste of love's first kiss.
Song inspired by the fellow who fixed this guitar. His name is Sal Giardina. He's a luthier. He is still alive and kicking, and bitching and moaning about a lot of things when you get in there, but it's all entertainment.
He's like a modern day Geppetto.
That's good. Write that down. Yeah. All right. The song's called "They Don't Make 'Em Like They Used To."
Yeah.
Oh. His pride and joy is that old Buick. Only time he'll ever use it is to drive his wife to church and the grocery store. But they've done 30 years of Sundays before, and they don't make them like they used to anymore. Now walking and take a break and get to talking about the way things got to be the way they are. They say just keep playing them old blues on that old guitar now, 'cause they don't make them like they used to anymore. Everything they know they learned from the Second World War. All broken strings, broken hearts, take them apart and put them back together. Drive your best girl around forever in an old Skylark.
This is a song that came to me when I was in a hotel, like 3 or 4 in the morning after driving way too long. And a documentary came on, and I couldn't go to sleep, so I was watching this documentary on Magellan. And up to that point, I had always thought of Magellan as this like regal, figure that had a ruffled collar and a powdered wig and was setting out to enlighten humanity with his new information, which is partially true. But what I hadn't really thought of was just due to the mode of travel of the day, the sea travel, the state it was in. Once you were at sea 30 days or so and you dropped on his ship, it didn't look any different than if you dropped on Blackbeard. Jolly Roger, swashbuckle. So here's to all the swashbucklers out Magellan didn't have John Glenn's rocket. Still he saw the other side of the world.
Corky Jr., the Big Mess Band. I ended up playing with it later on. The band we called, it was called the Goat Dirt Road Band. Kind of fell in love with her in New Orleans at the same time. And standing on the corner of Royal Street on a Sunday afternoon, out there by the old A&B, barefoot in the sun of June. Wash away your sins, let them go down the drain. Every time you move your dirty little hands, takes away our fears and our pain.
That battle target practice in the yard out back. Presidential pennies on a railroad track. Pride is a monkey on a young boy's back, and he's leaving the safety of the cul-de-sac with an itchy trigger finger and a split-second decision. Shotgun religion, shotgun religion.
Everybody say Juanita.
Juanita!
We were riding here right before we got to the tunnel. We had a flat tire blowout. That's a bad spot to have one. We were right there by the jail. I got out and we sat there and we changed the tire. We had unfortunately the emergency people came because my lug wrench didn't fit the lugs in the car. I was like, what? I got them out. I was like, this isn't gonna work. Anyway, lucky you showed up. We got here right on time, but anyway, this is the only song I got. It's got a reference to flat tires in it, so I'm gonna do it. It does more now than it did. I've been riding this road more than a minute. 1,000 flat tires that I've cussed. Yeah, we all know that it never ends, but I swear it seems longer than it was. So these days, when my heart aches, I just smile at the pain, knowing I just smile at the pain, knowing it's better than before. It can hold so much more now that it's good and broken.
We won't have to do this anymore. The song's called Algorithm and Blues.
Did you write
I did.
it? Thanks for asking. Thanks for asking.
The fact that we won't even know soon, you know? Anyways. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. It was like this.
Study the life of Sisyphus if you really want to rock and roll. It's a lifetime of due diligence. It's a slow bleed, a highway toll. Now before I go throwing my hissy fit, there's a brand new dance for you. There's a man downtown's got a brand new sound the kids are all really into. Algorithm and blues, algorithm and blues, algorithm and blues, algorithm and blues.
Kitchen table notice showing me its fang. Past due growling at me through the cellophane. Everywhere you turn, there's people looking for ways that they can take all you got, then take a little more. Good night bedtime stories full of good guys and the bad.
A benevolent provider or an unforgiving God. Say grace, say grace. Forgive yourself for all your mistakes. You might find salvation in your neighbor's face. So come inside and set yourself a place and say